Hey guys, it's windy. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm coming in on the first check over here. Since the last check, I guess I should say. Coming in checking, right? They dug this out last time. And they dug that hole. That's a fresh hole right there. Let's go check this out real quick. I think we got let me make sure he's dead. Muskrat in I think he's dead. In a 220 RBG here, and then there's another 220 right there that seems like they've been going up to, but nothing in it yet. Gonna reset this one out. Gosh, the sun's horrible. I think you see it in there. Be back with you in a second. All right, we're here. Gonna fix this one right now. Gonna get this. I was trying to make sure you see this. Get that out of there. Get the muskrat off the stand best I can. There we go. Once again, works fantastically. It was just in a stabilizer. I'll get it right this time for you guys. Gonna get him out and then reset it. Show you guys the reset. Yep. Here he is. A nice little rat. Nice little rat. Not bad. There's a lot of these in here, and they're starting to become a problem. So we got a rat. Gonna reset this guy real quick for you, and then move on. All right, there's the KB stand, or oh my God, I did it again. Stabilizer. I've been doing this, and I've been having to correct on my videos. Sorry about that. Why am I? Jesus, this is driving me nuts. Ugh. It is starting to drive me a little nuts. The angles and the constant struggle of the camera. I keep finding myself when I watch my videos that I'm not on the I'm not on lens. Like right now I am, but whew, my foot's deep. It's sunk. Get my back in the hole I go. Right, so gonna try to get this in. Come on, come on. Try to get it in. Deep. There we go, in the water. But here's my question to you guys. It looks like he's gonna, I want it higher than that, because for one, the bank is high on this side. I don't want him, you know, going around it. Make sure whew, that's almost a mistake. Safety's got to go off. And try to show you guys as best I can, right? This mud is soft. It's been flooded for a long time. Safeties are off. I'll get this on there for you. Grass is coming down here, right? Block that. Gonna take this stick and try it a little different this time. Drive it in here. That's not gonna work. Come on. So, gonna go across here, maybe, best I can. Come on, come on. Okay, that's the best we're gonna do for now. And move the grass like clearly and see what I can do about this, right? They've been coming up every night getting whacked. And there we go. So you see this, I'm gonna add some little grass to the side of it, and that's about it. So adjust it a little bit, put some grass in. I didn't want a bunch of grass sticking up here because I got cameras up there, and the camera's just gonna set it off all night, right? So I'm trying to avoid that. And there's the reset. Come on, I can't see anything. The sun's too bright. There we go. I think you guys can see that. That's the best we're gonna do here. The nutrient, everything's gonna go in it. No, we're gonna have no problems. All right, on to the next one. Y'all can't see it, right? It's hard to see, but there's about 1 trillion rat tracks right there on that paddy. Can't get much closer. I don't think these things zoom. So the best I can do for now. But there's 1 million rat tracks there. Luring this conibear here. We have what we think is a large footprint right before the trap. So we're gonna try something a little different. Throw a little bit of Dunlop's Dead Man's Hand on here. Really minty, very foody. I don't want to put a lot, but enough that it won't wash away. And there's the stick. We made a mini caster mount here, right? And I showed that last time, right down there. It's a caster mount stick, and there's a footprint about that big. It looks like some kind of 4-pronged beaver foot or something, but we're gonna keep going with the RBG here. We just added some food lure. The caster lure is still good. But I added some of this Dead Man's Hand to the Delta Red try. So we'll give it a try. And let me walk back here real quick and check this one that we had the rat in.
Food lure behind that.
No, food lure, that's different. So here's the other one that we had guy in, and nothing in it today, but you saw me reset. Okay, where's the shadow? There it is. There's the trap. Wait. Okay, wait. There's the trap, right? In the hole there. Nothing real fancy. Right? Just put a stick across it. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. A couple pieces of grass because I don't want the center to be clogged, right? I spend a lot of time opening it up, and that looks to be fine right there. Jeez, I'm not even filming it. See that? What I learned from Scott Adams, Tactical Raccoon Trapping, is added a little bit of a lip there with grass, and they think it just naturally goes up, right? And it's a hole. So that's what we did there. This exit here has a lot of tracks. You see them right there, the tracks. See all those footprints right there? All Nutra footprints. They'll be climbing their way up here. Whew, I'm swarm. More footprints right here. Nutra and muskrat footprints. There's a ton in here. More Nutra and muskrat footprints here. Every outlet has them. They're just going in and out of every hole. Then you got some rather large footprints here, which I think are coyote. Up here walking along the creek. Right there and stuff. Not sure, but right there's footprints. Well, whatever's coming through here keeps throwing debris on top of the conibear and keeps burying it. So he's gonna pull us out. It's really cockeyed, which wasn't like that before. But this freaking door was thrown on here too, flowed down or whatever.
Still set, I think.
And it's still, we think it's still set, but watch the springs. There's more, all this debris just flowed down. Like, they gotta be throwing debris on this thing. I don't, or it's washing in, I don't know, but absolute nightmare, all the debris flowing in. And it's constant, like there's debris there, all along there's debris packed here. Like they're trying to fill the hole. I may get in there and move that door out further because it's really screwing stuff up, and at the same time it's helping us. But there's more logs under there. He's really trying to build this up, and I don't know where he is. He's also building up down below, but it's a real mystery. It's a real mystery where all this debris is coming from. Last 2 times we've been here, there's been debris packed into the corner, which makes me believe beavers throwing it there and packing it, right? And awfully suspicious. And this is the second time we've had this corner underneath that dive log packed with debris. And I don't believe in coincidences the second time, so yeah, there's got to be a beaver in here doing that, and we don't know where he is. So, moving on. But we did, like I said, we saw a big beaver footprint about that big back there, right in front of my RBG. That was fun. I had to get on all fours, put my head towards the water, and then slide that stuff in. But that looks so much better. The sticks are just about that much above the water. There's actually a stick right on top of the water too, right above the stand, and then there's no, like, there's not a gap there where he's gonna stick stuff if he is. And this just looks like whatever goes under there, he's gonna dive under now. They don't have a way to sneak through, and it's not a big enough gap. Whew, I'm out of breath. The beaver will stick his head under there, or whatever goes through, and like start packing shit. Now he has no choice but to go under. Whatever it is, Nutra, beaver, whatever, it's going under there. There's no choice. There's no more gap. There's no more, maybe I can fit this here or do that. It is packed in there. One of my sticks is about that big, little stick about that big, about 1 inch above the water, and the other one's big stick is about that. And then I use the wedge of the stick, right? Maybe I can get closer, but without falling in. But you see that, the wedge of the stick I put on the back side of the stand, and I drove that long stick in the mud on my side, so it won't be moved in. Hopefully, the rats will go to that side, right, around there, because there's a little hole there. The beaver will come here and go through, or the Nutra will go through here. And that wedge is holding the stand up. And like I said, I drove it in, so that's a lot better than just sticking the tip in and leaving a gap where they can slide under. I'm more happy with this set. I'm more confident with this set. There's less things that could go wrong. There's less chances you're taking. I'm really happy with the way this actually turned out after I just redid that. So, yep, that's it. More, a little chat point here. A little stuff about how I was taught. I was taught, right, when you set a conibear on the water, you want the stick right at water level, especially if it's not going to go up or down much, right? And you don't want it tilted at an angle where they slide through. You don't want it tilted like this so they can slide through. You want it flat. So when, no matter where they go across the run, their face hits the stick and they dive under. You don't have a chance for them to slide through. Well, what we first did, my dad did just stuck the tip in there, and there's a large gap, about an 8-inch gap where he could slide through, and I didn't want that. But there's still a gap here on that side along the wood where the rats can get through, and they also get through on the other side, right? The little channel. But that's the strategy here, right? If I wanted, they're really sitting here packing this in, I wanted to do it right and be done with it, right? I have a lot more bread in this game. I bought all the equipment, I did all the stuff, I studied it, right? My dad kind of just, my dad and brother just do this for me, right? And so I have a lot of bread in this, and I want to do it right. I have a lot of drive to do it right. So that's what we did. I just redid it and did it right. We'll see what happens here. I'll keep you guys updated. On to the next one. All right, the last trap. I'll show you the trap behind me in a second, and explain why it was set the way I did. We'll check this now. Still set. Still completely blocked. There's dive stick down deep, middle, and high, so there's no getting around this one, but but we put some casts down here. I didn't want to. Put some in a couple places, and now he's non-existent. He's just not coming back. And this year's been the worst water trapping year I've ever had. I'm going to show you the other one behind me in a second and explain what I did there. So this was set in the very minky spot, right? With the idea that here would swim into it. Well, knowing that this area is 90% of the time dry, stuff had to be moved through there. Well, I didn't get it there in time. There's no footprints here, but I was going to explain why it's set the way it is, right? The sticks on the outside, red ones, are holding trap still. There's 2 sticks, one big one and one big one on the other side, holding the spring still because it's on a stabilizer and they spin. That side has a stick on the outside of the springs, and that side has outside springs. The strategy here was to have it snap and drop into the water so nothing would be scared to go in and out. But when I walked up here, I didn't realize that log, that stick going beneath, was already there. So it actually made it perfect spot for where they come in and out, just to step up on it through the trap. And with that being said, well, now it's not for mink, right? It's for possums and raccoon. But I set it that way, right? Strategically, so when the water drops, it's high. It's high enough they can walk into it. And exactly what I did. And, you know, it's working great so far. Well, clearly not caught anything, but it's the designed set is working how I designed it to work. And it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. Clearly they can get onto the left side on the other side, but the raccoons can't get their heads through there, right? The only way they're getting through is sticking their head through or trudging over the top of it, which they ain't gonna do necessarily. That's, I used to set them on the ground for raccoon, and they were like, well, you're doing it wrong. You know, they don't want to put their head down into something. They want to pick their head up if they can go in it, or go through it with their head level. So I started raising my conibears up for sets like this. And this was a multi-set, now it's multiple purpose set, now it isn't. But here's the deal, right? People ask, hey, well, RBGs, do they fit on any stands? They're round. Doesn't make sense because all the other ones are square. They're supposed to be made for square. Well, that RBG fits on stabilizers, which is there, KB stands, which go on the rocky bottoms, regular like drill in, the clips, you know, little clip ones you drill into the log and you put the stand on it. They look like they're for round, square, they work for round. Furthermore, they work on regular H stands. They work on the V stands. And they work on just about every stand, right? Unless we get the metal like ones that you drill in that are real long, they don't work. But the little square one with a little lip on it, about a ½ inch long, they will work. So these traps have a long enough, big enough that when they start to make the circle, they're flat enough in that section, a couple inches on the bottom, to fit regular conibear stands to clip onto. So that being said, like, you have plenty of options with RBGs. They'll go on just about every regular square conibear stand, but obviously like those ones that are those metal clips that are real long, they don't go in there. But just about every other stand the RBG will fit on. Doesn't matter what you set them like, doesn't matter what kind of stand it is, all RBGs will fit with the correlating stands. So there is nothing that's complicated about it anymore. It was at first for me, but that is what I'm telling you right now. All of them fit, all RBGs fit on all stands. 99% of them except for that one. So if you're gonna buy RBGs, buy them. There's no problems with them. They're easy to set. People with carpal tunnel, people with weak hands, older gentlemen, they're easy to set for you. You don't struggle to set them. They aren't hurting your hands, and they're easy to compress the springs and get them off. But when they fire, they're super fast because it's actually following the circle versus just straight up, and it continues to pick up speed the further the springs separate. So super fast, super lethal, and they work fantastic, and that's why I like them. But you know, I preach them all the time, and I've used, literally looking at this, right, I've used Belial's and Savage-O's. In Canada, Belial's competition is Savage-O's, so I use the top 2 traps in Canada, Savage-O's and Belial's, and I have them. And I've used Duke traps, I've used Bridger traps, I've used BMI's, I've used what else is there, RBG's, I've used Belial's. Everything you get in America that's made currently in the market, I've used. And I still reach for the RBG's just because of the ease of setting them and how good they work, right? So if you're ever thinking about it, I've literally, before I started buying a lot of traps, high-end stuff, because I was only buying high-end, I bought one of everything, and I found what I wanted, and I bought them. And that's why I'm sticking with RBG's. So if that's a selling point to you, let it be. But if not, you know, it's okay. But that's the analogy behind why I use RBG's. You obviously are going to get the, like, I'm ranting, but you're obviously going to get the fanboys that say, well, the Belial's are the best trap on earth, right? Well, they bend, the Belial jaws bend, right? The RBG's don't, and then the Savage-O's don't. The Savage-O's, instead of having the weird angle in the jaws, they have a kill bar. The kill bar does not bend, and if it does bend, you can cut it off and redo it. The Savage-O's don't, they're all one piece, right? So people that scream and shout about Belial's, then scream and shout about Belial's, but you got to think, there's a reason Savage-O came out and said, we're the head competition for them, and they are. And in America, besides Belial, these are the best traps. And even, I would say, they're comparable with Belial. They may not be completely Magnum, but when they fire, and the spring starts separating, the animal, if they move a little bit, the spring gets further and further apart, and it locks up tighter and tighter and tighter. And the more they move, the tighter it gets. So there is no getting out of it. It's essentially a hand cut, a Chinese finger trap that just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And that's essentially what the RBGs do, and that's why I preach them. Sorry if this end was boring. This is the end of the line for me today, but you know what? I wanted to explain that to you, why I choose them, why I do it. You know, people don't understand, and that's one of the reasons I'm so loyal to it. He's just a good dude that owns them, and he's puts out very, very high quality stuff. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you down the line on the next one.